Right here on Hip Hop Connection, we have the one and only super author, super businesswoman, just super woman, Nikki Turner. What's going on?
Hi.
How are you?
Wonderful. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Now that I've gotten you back in the studio, I'm very happy.
Oh my God, I'm so happy to be here.
It's been so long.
I know,
it's been
like 2 years.
3-4 books ago. In Nikki years, it's like forever. But you've done a lot of good work, and we definitely are happy to have you on here. You've worked with some people that we've actually been able to talk to, but haven't been able to catch up with you.
But I was sending them here.
Yeah, you were doing your thing. You know, Styles P and Dana Dane have both been on the show talking about their books and how they work with you, and you've been doing your work. How do you divide the time to do all of this?
It's a juggling act.
I bet. So not only have you been, working with these guys and getting their books out, but you've been working on your own works.
Yes.
And you have a new baby.
Yes, Natural Born Hustler.
Natural Born Hustler. And that's a continuation, linkage type book.
Yeah, it's actually a bridge book. And it's so funny because when I came up with the concept for Natural Born Hustler, my agent kept calling it 2.5 because it was like the book between, it wasn't Hustler's Wife 3, but it was the book between Hustler's Wife 2 and 3. So it's like a bridge book.
Okay. So you like Hustler's Wife 1.5.
Yeah, 2.5. So he kept on saying, my agent kept saying, Hustler's Wife 2.5,
That's cool. So how do you even come up with a concept? When you wrote it, of course you weren't thinking 2.5 or 2.5, but it ended up being that. As an author, is that a difficult task to do?
Well, actually, initially when I wrote Hustler's Wife 1, it was just Hustler's Wife 1, that was it, that was all, end of story. Well, the reader said, okay, we want Hustler's Wife 2. Okay. So I said, okay, I'll do Hustler's Wife 2. So then when I did Hustler's Wife 2, at the end, they said, okay, 3. I'm like, no. They're like, yeah. So I'm like, okay, I have to do what my readers want.
Right.
So when I began to do Hustler's Wife 3, the problem I was having is, these people are, pushing 40 almost, in their 30s, pushing 40, and they can't keep doing the same things they did in their teens and their 20s.
Well, some people do.
They do.
But your characters could.
But at the same time, I want my characters to grow.
I understand.
I want to show growth in my characters, So I said, well, what else can they do? I'm going to have to bring in another character to stir up some trouble.
All right.
So then I came up with this character, December Day, and she's Daz's, who is the main character in the Hustler series, daughter that he never knew about.
Oh.
And so when I started writing her into Hustler's Wife 3, I was like, hold it, wait a minute, this girl, I love her. Her personality is too strong. We need to know. It would be a disservice if I don't show my readers, where this girl came from. And so Natural Born Hustler is just like her story before she comes into their lives.
Okay.
So it's like a bridge book.
It's a bridge book.
Yes.
All right, now you just doing it. You're just doing it. I'm very happy for all the success that you have.
Thank you so much.
And then, you've been so successful that you've been able to help others who are seeking that type of success to gain success with your Nikki Turner Presents series.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Nikki Turner Presents. Okay, when I first started, and my books did well, people would write me and be like, put me on. Well, to publish someone else's book is a lot of responsibility, a lot of money and effort and time. So I was like, okay, how am I going to do this and make it make sense as far as to do it the right way? Because I know how I am about my work. It's like your baby. You wouldn't just leave your baby on the corner and just say, here, whoever picks it up. So I wanted to make sure that if I take on somebody's books, it would be in good hands. So I started out with my Street Chronicle series, which is a book of short stories. And then I just put, Nikki Turner Presents. I did all the editing. I did everything. And then after those started doing well, my publisher came to me and it's like, you should do full-length books.
Wow.
And so when I decided to do full-length books, the same thing, I could do more books a year, but I wanted to make sure, I'm such a control freak, I guess, and I want everything done right. So, so I took on the full-length project.
Wow. And it's just been wonderful.
It has.
It's been wonderful. So you're wearing the hat of author and businesswoman. How do you, keep it straight and don't let what you read from this author affect what you're doing as far as what you're writing?
Well, for me, when I read, I usually read, like, I don't usually read what's in the genre.
Okay.
You know, I love the genre. I read like a lot of nonfiction, different type of books.
Cool. So nothing, it doesn't have an effect on you.
Right. And then I try to keep my work as fresh as possible.
Cool. How do you come up with these characters and the storylines?
Wow, it takes a lot of thought. Understand, like, people don't understand. Like, sometimes when I see people who, you know, I might have knew from high school, and they say, wow, if you wrote a book, you know, it's nothing, I can do it,
right.
you know. And some of that may be true, but, like, I put a lot of hard work into this research, you know. I just don't come up with an idea today and I'm writing the book tomorrow.
Right.
You know, like when I wrote Black Widow, I actually went to go see an execution. So I do, like,
wow.
like a real life execution.
Wow.
To be able to write.
How did you even deal with that?
You know what? I thought it was going to be tough, but it wasn't as tough as I, you know, thought it was going to
really?
be.
Interesting. Go ahead now, Nick. Go and do your thing. So you just pull it, you really, like, get into it.
Yeah, like, I normally, once I figure out who my main character is going to be, the female, because it's usually always a female main character, and I figure out who she is, and I figure out what she's going to do for a living, what's her dilemma going to be, you know, the whole story is going to be shaped around her one dilemma.
Right.
And then I figure out who her family is, where does she come from, you know, what does she like, her quirks, whatever. And then I try to figure out the ending, where I want her to go or what I want the ending to be. And then once I do that, I come up with, you know, that's where your supporting characters come in.
Right.
That's where you see who are her friends,
right.
and, you know, all of those type of things that can get her to the end of the story.
Excellent.
And I never write the book until I have it written completely in my head.
Okay.
So sometimes I'm writing a book in my head, you know, a few months.
Wow.
So people sometimes say to me, they say, Nikki, you know, you write a book so quick, it don't take you 3-4 months to write a book. But it's like I'm writing it way longer because
right.
of the simple fact that, you know, I've been brainstorming, writing it in my head for
wow.
so long.
I mean, it's definitely not easy to write a book. I've been writing a book for many years now, and I haven't put a word, well, I put some stuff down, but I mean, I really haven't laid it down the way I want to. I mean, because it's just, when you're juggling life, you just don't seem to be able to do that. So I'm just amazed at authors.
Oh, yeah. And then the problem comes in when you start writing and you have this story worked out in your head, and then the character starts saying, well, I'm not going to do that. I wouldn't do that. You know, you want them to do these things, and they kind of like start talking back.
Wow. That's just amazing. Every time I talk to you or an author, I just really I'm very excited about you all, because that's a really good work when you do that. Because to have the mind and then put it on paper and then people accept it like they have, it has to be a great feeling.
It is.
It's happening. So how can people around the world find out what Nikki's doing, find out where they can get the books and all that good stuff?
Oh, my website is www.nikkiturner.com. That's Nikki Turner.com.
Okay.
And I'm also on Facebook. I am Nikki Turner on Facebook, and I am Nikki Turner on Twitter.
I gotta tweet you, because I definitely have to friend you on Twitter and Facebook.
Yes, definitely.
I don't know why I haven't done so. I guess because I just didn't know the address, but now I do. Everybody knows it now, so we're all good.
Yes, and I want more followers on Twitter, because I want to start doing more on Twitter.
So, okay, you got some ideas, huh? You brainstorming?
Yes.
I felt that. Well, cool. We look forward to that. We look forward to that. Now we got to get personal. I don't know what's going on in Nikki's life, because I haven't heard from Nikki in so long. I know the business side, but what's going on with Nikki, man? Nikki, what you doing?
What am I doing?
What you doing? Like,
well, I just got a new cat.
All right. Cats are good. Cats are good. I'm a dog man myself.
But I used to be a dog person. And then, because Styles actually gave me a dog.
Okay. What did he give you?
A little blue pit bull.
Yeah, I kind of figured that, but I just wanted to ask.
And that was like a few years ago.
Because he's such an eclectic person, so.
Yeah, because he breeds them.
Okay.
And so my one dog passed.
Oh.
And so I was like devastated. I said, I'm never getting a dog again. Yeah. And so then I got a cat. I have like a little Bengal cat. He looks like a little leopard.
Really?
His name is Safari.
Oh, okay, cool. So do you now that you've decided to go with the cat, do you think that you might get a dog?
No, I'm a cat woman now.
You're a cat woman now. All right now.
Because they're just so, like they said, someone once told me that you own a dog, but the cat owns you.
Yeah.